Hello! I have been a very busy girl today and I've been harvesting from the garden after work. So, I want to show you what I got and some of the uses that I have planned for some of the stuff. So, we'll get right into it because we do know that I like to talk quite a bit. So, this is chickweed. And I've never used chickweed before in my practice, and to be perfectly honest, I have never even given it a second thought apart from ripping it out of the garden because it spreads everywhere. But Feather Garden Belle has got a really cool video on her channel about making a balm or a salve from it. I was like, oh, how interesting. She's such an amazing person. Love her channel. Anyway. So I discovered a massive patch up the driveway, and instead of just ripping it out, I thought, well, I will harvest some of it and use it for something. And according to Scott Cunningham's book, Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, it is a moon plant, so its planet is the moon. It's a water element. It is good for love and fidelity, so I, for some reason, think that it would be really good to use in a incense blend to promote love in the home and things like that. So I might do that. But I have a whole heap more, but I think that'll do me for now. So that's chickweed, and I got some clover leaf, which is kind of everywhere at the moment. And these are just 3-leaf clovers. I have never seen anything above a 3-leaf clover. I've never ever seen a 4-leaf clover. Never seen a 5-leaf clover ever. So whether they're rare here, I don't know. But clover's really good to use in money spells. And I get heaps of it at the horse paddock. It's not very good for horses actually. And I get lots of red clover, so I'm always harvesting that in the summer because that's good for lust and things. Got some fern, which I'll add to some blends, some earthy type blends, and moon goddess type blends. Hello. Fern. We'll go back up here. I've got some beautiful rose hips. The video that I did a couple of months ago, where I harvested rose hips, these hips are off a different bush, a different rose bush. I don't use these for tea or anything like that I ingest because these have been sprayed in the past for bugs, and I don't really like spraying them, but sometimes you just kind of have to. So my new goal for this coming season is not to use anything like even remotely toxic, so I'm busy researching alternatives. Anyway, these rose hips are just so lovely and bright red. The other ones were very orange, but these are just gorgeous. And I didn't harvest all of them because birds like to eat them, so I left some on the bush for the birds. But aren't they pretty? And they are a bit of a process to prepare. You need to cut the end off each, cut them in half, and they've got like hairy little seedy things inside, and you need to scoop all that out and then cut them up into bits and dry them. And I like to use them in incense blends. I find that dried hips, well, obviously not fresh ones, but the hips work better in incense blends for me, as opposed to rose petals, which can sometimes just burn and not really smoulder. I use rose petals, but I prefer hips for incense. So I got those beautiful violets. Ooh. And these are, I use violets in a specific recipe that I am going to do a video on for probably in the next week or so. I don't want to make it at the moment because it's an incense recipe that I make, and it'll be on the wrong moon phase. So, but oh my god, I love violets. And an interesting thing about violets is, oh, they're so beautiful. When you smell them, if you smell them a couple of times and then you go back to smell some more and you can't smell them, that is because they have a sensory blocker in them that blocks, now don't ask me exactly what it is, it blocks something in your nose, something, and it prevents you from smelling violets again for a while, and then your smell comes back for them. So don't ask me how it all works, I just read that in a gardening magazine the other day. So I got violets and violet leaf because I use both, and I can't always get violet flowers obviously because it depends on what time of the year it is. That groaning's my dog rolling in the sun, by the way. So for this recipe that I'm going to show you, I often just use violet leaf, which is absolutely fine. Still carries all the same energies. I have stacks of violets in the garden. Stacks. So that's that. White sage. I wasn't planning to harvest any white sage today, but the dog broke this branch off. So I have some more because I literally have it coming out of my bum. Well, no, actually not literally. But I have it everywhere. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks in the garden, and I've got heaps of it dried, and yeah. So, love white sage. And a big, huge clump of, hang on, where's the, oh, there we go. This is fresh mugwort. It's the wrong way around. There we go. Muggywort. And it seems to me that so many people want to work with mugwort. I reckon it's the name. Sounds very Harry Potterish, doesn't it? So yeah, that's what fresh mugwort looks like. And my mugwort's gone mad. I've got heaps of it. Heaps of babies. So I'm going to transplant some to different parts of the garden so I never run out. Ooh, mugwort. These beautiful pansies, I want to use them for a recipe for in bulk, which is coming up on the 2nd of August here. That one's not a very good example. Let me get this one. You can see. Look at the colour, isn't it beautiful? Brago, shush! These are one of my favourite annuals. Love them. And they're actually called Hearties. That's their folk name. I use them a lot in garden witchery for their colour. They're generally always in my protection pots. Just pretty. So because of the colour, because they're nice bright orange, I'm going to use it for something for in bulk. Anyway, and last but not least, this is the last rose that was on one of my bushes. Hang on. Last rose of the season, and they'll be getting pruned in a couple of weeks from the man of the house, but they are pretty, and I don't know the name of this rose because it was here when we bought the house. Lovely. And I'll probably use that for in bulk as well, I think. Gorgeous. I have quite a few roses, all different colours. But that is one of my favourite ones. It's really lovely. So that is my harvest for the day. Ugh, I think I did pretty well actually for being just about the middle of winter. Yay! So, I will see you next time. Bye!